Okay, next tutorial. This tutorial is meant to be for one of the cats from the musical Cats. Specifically, it's meant to be Munkustrap or Munkstrap. I can never pronounce names, you guys know that. I just thought his makeup was one of the most pretty makeups, so I thought I'd recreate it. I might do more of the cat's makeups along the line, but for now, here's this one. And it's actually, again, one of those makeup looks that I've got requested loads in the past. So I'll flash on the screen now the first few people that requested it. Obviously, I can't shout everyone's name out because this video would be 10 hours long. But yeah, here are the first few people. And the very first person that requested it long time ago. And that was Laura Amy 941. I'll pop her name there. So thank you so much. But thank you everyone that requested it. But this person was the first person. So if you'd like to learn how to recreate this fairy black and whiteness, stay tuned. So to start things off, I'm going to block out both my eyebrows, which is completely optional for this look. The only reason I'm doing it is because I like things looking really flat and seamless, so I want to get rid of my brows completely. In the stage production, I would really not have imagined they'd have blocked them out, to be honest. I think they would have just drawn over the brows just to save time, so it's completely up to you guys how you do it. But yeah, so I'm going to block them out, so I'll pop a link here to the tutorial that I've done previous to this to teach you guys how to block out eyebrows, just in case you're interested. Yeah, so I'm going to block them out and get back to you. So yeah, there we go. I popped on some translucent powder over the top of that just so I can block them out as much as I can before I colour it, just so I don't get distracted with the shape. Yeah, so now I've done that, I'm going to take some Snazaroo Clown White and I'm going to apply that all over my face, and I'm going to go just about to the base of my neck. I'm not going to go all the way down my neck because I'm going to be doing different colours there. So yeah, I'm just going to paint down to there, and with Clown White, it's like a cream, it's best to just go in some bulk areas and then blend that out with a big fluffy brush. I like using a kabuki brush because if you apply too much of it, it just looks cakey rather than a skin tone. Yeah. Then I'm just going to settle that with some BenNye setting powder in Super White. Then I'm just going to work on the basic shape, like with some shading. I'm going to use some Snazaroo Black watercolour, only a tiny bit. And the idea is I'm going to draw around, just higher than your nasolabial folds would be, around here, a thick line of colour, so I can just blend that outwards with some water. But I'll draw it on first, just so you can see where I've gone, and I'll start blending. Then I'm going to take a new brush without any colour on it at all, just make it slightly wet, and then the idea is to drag this colour and blend it outwards so that there's a gradient, so the colour stops on the inside but it starts to fade out here. You can add a tiny bit more black if you want to here, but you want it to start darker here and then fade outwards, so try not to go back and forth, just go in one stroking motion all the way along. It should just give the illusion that this area here is more prominent, so yeah, cat-like, I guess. So that's the basic gradient effect that I'm going for. I'm going to neaten it up as I draw on some like whiskers and stuff, but for now that's, yeah, the shape. So I've got the line going around the mouth. The gradient's more so up here and down here because we want this side here to be darker because it goes along with the cheekbones, because the whole face and the lines that are drawn on the eye makeup's drawing the eyes upwards, so very cat-like again. So try and leave this area fairly clear of any of the grey colour. So then I'm going to do the same again for the temples. So I'm going to do a tiny bit of grey coming out here, so stopping there, no harsh colours, no harsh lines like here, just a bit of grey going up here, smoke it out either side. So I'm just going to colour that line in to make it a bit thicker, and then take a new brush with watercolour, or just the water on it, and then blend that colour inwards and outwards. Okay, so nothing major, just a tiny bit of contouring up here. Yeah, so now I can start on the fun part, which is going to be all of these amazing details that they've got drawn on the faces. So there's going to be very little blending in this. It's just drawing on the lines fairly harsh, because obviously it's meant to be a stage production, so seeing it from afar, it stands out more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do most of this with a black watercolour and some very sharp angle brushes and some fine brushes. So I'm going to start on the eyes and then work my way outwards, I think. So I'm going to start on the very cat eye shape that it's got. Now, depending on which reference you're going off of, I'm going off of a mixture of the filmed version, the DVD version that a lot of people have watched, and I'm also going off a few different stage productions. So in the film version it's a lot more sleek and everything's a bit more sharp and shaded. For the different stage productions, the eyebrows, for example, are very like bit more theatrical. They're very pointed. So I'm going to go with the pointed eyebrows and the sharp features. Mixture of both, why not? So I'm going to start on the eyes. So as I said, I'm going to take a really sharp brush and some black Snazaroo watercolour, and really very little water, if not no water at all really, just use it as a cream. And I'm going to start tracing on the shape, so just underneath the eye, and I'm going to wing the colour outwards, but I'll time lapse it just so you can see where I'm going to go. So across and then down, just as you get to the centre point, a little bit further than that. Then I'm going to go across my lash line and then go down again at my tear duct in the same direction as this part here, but maybe twice as long as that part. So I'm just going to copy that on this eye. Then I'm going to join the ends of the points here and then have them go around like kind of like a fake socket line of your eyelid. So I'm going to have it go around and stop about there just so I can blend the colour outwards as I did with this colour here. Then as before, so I've got that shape there, as before I can take a new brush with a tiny bit of water and I can start blending that colour downwards and outwards just so that it's concentrated colour here, but so you can just see the point, but this colour here blends down just to about the socket of your eye. So when it's all blended, you can still see your eyelid, but it goes just a tiny bit over your brows. Yeah, so then I've done that, once I've done that rather, I'm going to start on the eyebrows. So it's going to be fairly dark, so I'm going to start the shape roughly about here and then bring it around with a tiny gap in between this black that I've got here, smoke it out, and then I'm going to taper it up just before it gets to the end. But I'll draw on the line first so you can see where I've gone, and then we can start filling it in and spiking it out. So don't worry for now about how neat it is, because that's where I'm going to go in now and start thickening this up. So this is where it deviates from the DVD as opposed to the stage show. I'm going to make them quite a bit thicker, but the idea is the spikes are going to go off in this direction. So I'm going to do about maybe 4 spikes. So I'm going to make it thicker here first and then have it spiking outwards towards the tip. So a spike like that, but it's going to be quite thick. So I'm going to use the black watercolour again. So I've made them a little bit thinner than the stage reduction just to keep in a bit more with the DVD. But yeah, so I've got 5 spikes on each. And I've got it going ever so slightly downwards here with the final spike. Not quite as long as your natural eyebrows would be. So yeah, so now I've done that, I'm going to work on the little whiskers that are around the edge. So rather than doing just little spikes, I'm going to do little triangles like the stage reduction, starting about here. So the base is going to be bigger than the point, and they're all going to be following this shape. So for this, I'm going to use a Collection 2000 eyeliner pen, just because these things are brilliant and I can just get an exact point with that. Then I'm just going to take some Neat Clown White, Snazaroo, and I'm just going to go along the top of each of these spikes. So and just taper the colour outwards, so just one stroke along the top of each one just to highlight them a little bit so it stands out amongst the grey. Then I'm just going to draw on the 3 little spikes that he has on his chin, so I'm going to use the watercolour for that. So it's going to be 1 point down the centre and 2 curving a tiny bit round, not much, but either side, and then I'm just going to wisp that colour upwards. Then the cute bit, I'm just going to take some more of that black watercolour and I'm just going to draw some, I'm going to do a dot for the more whiskers basically, for the hair follicles, and then just sweep the colour, not too far, but sweep the colour in the opposite directions. So about 6 dots either side, just either side of the filter trim. So I'm going to do a dot and then flick it up in these directions. So then I can draw the lip on. So I'm going to do one straight line down my filter trim, a really fine line going down, and then I'm going to draw the shape on. So it's going to be a smile, but the lip is going to be, there's going to be hardly any lip line drawn on at all. You're only going to see a tiny bit of curve underneath the top lip, and that's it. Yeah, so then I'm going to draw on the nose, so it's going to stop right at the tip of the nose, so I'm going to basically colour in the entire bottom half of my nose. Then I'm going to work on these spikes that come across through the hair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Collection 2000 eyeliner pen and just start, I'm going to do it as the DVD I think because I think it's prettier. I'm just going to start drawing some random jagged shapes, lines going across, and have some tapering off like the eyebrows. And yeah, but I'm only going to do about 4 on the forehead. Then I can highlight them again as I've done my whiskers with a strip or 2 of white. So now I'm just going to neaten up the eyes a little bit just by blending that colour down the sides of the nose down quite a bit just to taper them off. Then I'm going to take an eyeliner gel, which is safe for the waterline. This one's by Eyestudio. It's their Lasting Drama gel eyeliner. I'm just going to apply that just in the corners of my waterline and my tight line, just on top and bottom of my lashes, just to make this area here appear more darker so that I can make it look more pointed. Then I'm just going to take a white jumbo eyeliner pencil by NYX, and I'm just going to colour in the remaining areas in white just to make the eyes, as I said, look more slanted. So there we are. Then I'm going to work on the body. So if you were going to do this makeup, obviously you'd have to have the costume, which is going to be this leotard with the thatched black and white stripes going across, like a brick pattern up and down the body. But I've not got the costume, unfortunately. I'm really sorry. So I'm just going to speed through this half of the tutorial just to show. I'm going to body paint it on, just look quite sleek and as close as I'm going to get without the leotard. So, or body, or morph suit, whichever you want to use. So yeah, so I'm just going to use the white Snazaroo Clown White to paint all of my body here, and then use the black to thatch in some lines going across in different directions. I should mention, for the stripes that I'm going to do, I'm actually going to use a paintbrush, like an actual really stiff paintbrush, really cheap, just to get the really thatched, it's a really long handle, just a really thatched effect. It's really messy, it's not meant to be as neat as this. So yeah, I'm just going to use the black watercolour and really thatch it on. So then it's going to be a case of popping on my collar, my wig, and I think I'm done. And there we go. So I finished the look off by popping on my cat's wig, which I think in the end I got off Etsy. I got someone to custom make me a cat's wig. I'll pop the link in the description bar below if I still have it, if they're still making the wigs. I popped on a collar, which is just a generic, yeah, punk rocker collar. And yeah, that's my look complete. I'm not going to pop any contact lenses in because I think in the musical they are very naturalised, don't they? So they don't have cat's eye lenses or anything. I just think it makes them look more innocent and sweet. Yeah. So that's my tutorial. I really hope you guys liked it. If you like it, please make sure to know the usual. Rate, comment, subscribe and all that jazz. And yeah, so until next time.